Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to do a staircase that is basically going down whenever a player approaches it. It is a pretty simple concept, but I saw that it is quite popular on the internet, and I wanted to share with you guys how to do it with EasyLua. So, if you don't know, EasyLua is a plugin that allows you to basically use blocks to code inside of Roblox, just like in Scratch. To get it, you just have to go to the Toolbox. Uh, Here, choose Plugins, then write down EasyLua, press Enter, and you will be able to buy it. Currently, it costs $20, but you only pay for it once, and you can use it forever. So, in my opinion, it is a pretty good deal. So, let's get started by removing the existing script because I want to show you how to build it from scratch, and removing this folder because it was also here uh, for the showcase. And I'm going to show you how to do it step by step. So the first thing we're going to do is go to the EasyLua and then press in the Explorer on Server Script Service. If the Explorer is closed for you, you can turn it on here. After clicking on Server Script Service, I'm going to click Create Script on Object. After doing that, you are going to see that in the Server Script Service, we now have a block program script. You can change the name of that, it doesn't matter, but I'm going to keep it as it is. The next thing we are going to do is to basically create a square built of small blocks, just to have each block being independent. And to do that, as you can see, I have clicked on something else in the world or in the workspace. And because of that, my script is now unselected. So I have to click on it again to select it. So let's start by building this square. To do that, we need to go to the control category and use the repeat from to loop. Loops allow you to do the same task multiple times. So basically, if I want to build blocks in a row, I can use that. And then if I want to build them in the grid, I will use two loops. Uh, if the values are the same, it will be a square. If they were different, they would be a rectangle or something. And now, because in both we have a value I and it will have the same name, so effectively this one will not work, we have to change the name from I to J. So we will have both I and J. Now to show you how this works, I'm going to use the print text. You don't have to do it. You can actually skip this part because I will delete it after I show this to you. I can use variable name here, variable name here. And here I'm gonna put J, here I'm gonna put I. And if I run the code, go to script and press output, you're going to see that the values are printed. We have 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, etc. And we have 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, etc. And up to 10, 10, which is the biggest value. So now we are going to use the same mechanism to basically build our grid of blocks. I'm going to go to the part category and get the block create object. As you can see here, the parent is workspace. If you want to put it in the folder, it can be done very simply. Just create a variable called, let's say, directory, and then write down new folder. You can change its name to, for example, blocks, or maybe something else like, I don't know, staircase, let's say. It can be anything, but remember the value because you are going to use it here. You need to go to the tools category, grab the wait for child block, and then we want to input the folder name here. So because it's staircase, I'm going to write down staircase. Please be careful with uppercase, lowercase. It needs to be the exact same name. Also, you cannot put a space in here. It will also not work. So be careful. And this variable can be called anywhere, anything like folder or directory or anything. So now, because we have this directory, we are going to write down folder here. The next thing I'm going to do is actually run the script and show you what it looks like. We just have 100 blocks created. They are all in one place, so they are falling apart, but we will take care of that. Uh, Going back to EasyLua, you are going to see that here is 10 and here is 10. 10 times 10 is 100. That's why I said 100 blocks. Now, let's put each of these blocks on their position. So, for this block, I'm going to go to part category, put down set position, and then get this position block. And for position, we want to use I, then write down 0 as the Y, because it's the height, and then put in J. Actually, I in J can be in any order. It doesn't really matter. You can put it in any order, but those two have to be different. And now if I run the code, you're going to see that these blocks are here, but they are all falling apart. We have to anchor them before doing anything else. So I am going to look for anchored, set anchored to true. And the last thing I'm going to do is change the size of this block. I want it to be one block wide, uh, one block on the z-axis, and then let's say 20 blocks high. And now if I run it, you can see that we have like a square build of blocks. It actually looks like one block, but it's 100 blocks that are building it. And then the last thing I'm going to do here is actually change the values from 10 to 100 so that we have more of them. Now we have 100 times 100, which is 10,000 blocks, so it's a lot. But as you can see, the game is running smoothly even with 10,000 blocks present. So we have our grid. Now we need to make it work. To make it work, we will need a loop. We will need a loop, and most of the loops are in the control category because here you have repeat x times, repeat forever, repeat from 2. But there are some special loops in the events category that render every frame, every step, or every frame render step. You can read the tips to see which ones, which event is for which use case. Here you can see that every frame is for like smooth movement, where you need like car speed or something like that. And this one is for physics. This one is for like drawing on the client side. So I'm going to use actually this one because this is for physics, and the thing we want to do with the staircase has something to do with the physics. So we will actually not be using the time and the t variables, but now we want to go through all of the blocks that are inside of the list, that are inside of the folder. To do that, we just need to create a list. To do that, we get set variable. We can name the list blocks, then go to the list category and put the new list block here. It will create an empty list, and now after creating each block, we have to add it to the list. Here we have the add to list block. The list name is blocks, and then we have to put the item name. The item name is block, so we can also write that down here. And now this list will contain all of the blocks. And also in the list category, we have another type of loop, which is loop through every item in the list. We once again have to write down the list name. And we will basically be able to iterate through all of the blocks inside of the list. So having that out of the way, we can now change the size of each block depending on how far it is from the player. But here's another problem. Which player should we use? Should we do it for every player, or should we only do it for only one player? So what I'm going to do is do it only for one player. However, it could be done that you are always comparing which player is the closest and choosing this one. But the problem with that is that the code will get a little bit more complex, and for the sake of this video, I'm only going to show it to you for one player. However, as a homework, you can try to do it for more than one. So let's start with saving the player to the variable. As you can see, we are using a lot of variables. This is something that you do, you always do when coding, like variables are one of the most useful tools. We will call it player, and the value will be the closest player. In the player category, on the very bottom, you can find the nearest player. Also, you can search for blocks. So you can write down nearest player, and you will find that block. And here we have to put a position. As you know, the blocks are between 1 and 100. So if we put 50 here and 50 here, it will be the middle of the grid, and we will just find the player who is the nearest, the closest to the middle of the grid. Also, 60 blocks is not enough radius. I mean, it could be enough, but we also want the effect to happen when player is outside of the grid. So we can just put 400 here, and it will work great. The next thing I am going to do is save the player position to a variable. So player position, just to have a quicker access to that. Go to the objects category, I think. No, to the position category. Then go for object position, then go to character category, then get character root part, then go to the player category and get player character. So I don't think I'm going to go in depth with that, but this is basically the way to get the player position. As you can see, I wrote it down to a variable just to keep the code a little bit simpler. Because now I will just write down player position and we'll have that position ready. I don't know why this block is here. I probably have clicked something. Okay, so now we can set for each in the list, we can set the height of the block relative to how far it is from the player. So we will start by setting a new variable called, let's say, block position. And here we can go to get position of block, but here remember that we don't have access to this value. Now we have, for each in list, use var value. So the new name will be value. So this will be for each block inside of that list. And then we want to calculate what the height will be. So once again, set value variable height, and now let's calculate the height. We will have a minimal value because we don't want the like we want to make sure that it's not higher than the default value, which was 20 blocks. So we want to put 20 here, and the minimum block will return the lower number. So if from the calculations we get a higher number than 20, then it will just be 20. And then we want to do something called vector calculation. This is in the position and rotation category. And we want to get vector length. A vector can represent distance between uh, two positions, and we will get that by subtracting them. So we will get the player position, subtract the block position, and we will get the distance between these two positions, and then get the vector length to get the distance as a number. I believe that it could be explained better, but I think that you will get that from other projects. As you keep coding, you will kind of get the intuition of how that works. I don't want to explain the math here. I'm going to extend that a little bit because here I need to write down block position. So we will be subtracting. You can do it anyway, like it can be either player position minus block position or block position minus player position. It doesn't really matter. And then the last thing we are going to do is set the part size. So here we have block, but the name is not block, it's actually value. And we will keep the X size, keep the Z size. And for this Y size, we are going to just write down height. And if we run the code, we have a working staircase. as you can see, it is not really coming down to the bottom because the distance from the player, from the middle of the player to his feet uh, also matters. If I walk like here, you will see that it is actually uh, getting taller once I step on it. So we can just subtract like 2 from the height and the effect will be slightly better, yeah, like this. As you can see now, now it works a little bit nicer. Uh, if you want the staircase to be black, you can just set color of the block to color, and you can pick any color you like. I'm going to go with black because it looks pretty. And now we have a working staircase built using EasyLua. So thank you for watching this video. If you have any proposition of what I should do in the next video, please write it down in the comments, and I will try to do that for you. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and comment. See you.